Right, it's Janice from Naturally Pure Botanicals. I thought I'd make you a video on making soap, on making my lemon and turmeric soap actually, so I'm going to put this on my website. So I'll just explain. In this bowl, in this jug, I've got distilled water and lye. What I've done is added the lye to the distilled water and then it needs to cool down. So I get it to about 135 degrees. In this bowl are all the oils, the olive oil, grapeseed oil, castor oil, shea butter and coconut oil. So what I'm going to do is, now that the temperatures have reduced, I'm going to add the lye water to the oil. Before I start, I should really say that I'm wearing protective clothing. I've got long sleeves. I've also got goggles on because the lye is very caustic and you don't want to get it on you at all. So I'm going to sieve it through this sieve just in case there's any crystals. So try not to splash it. So you'll see I put it down the side of the bowl. Right. And then first of all, I'll just use a whisk on this rather than the immersion blender immediately. You'll see it starts to change colour as it emulsifies. And what I want to do is get this to a trace. Trace just means to get thicker. This is very thin at the moment. And what happens is the oil molecules attach to the lye. So by the end of the curing process, there won't be any caustic soda at all. I make my soaps at 5% superfat, which means there's just 5% of oil extra that stays in the soap. It just makes it softer. Right, so we'll just... I'm not going to use this for long. Just want it to really mix through. Right, I'm going to put that. Try and keep neat when you're making soap because the batter is still caustic, so you don't want it to get anywhere. Right, now this is the essential oils, and in the lemon and turmeric soap I have lemon oil and frankincense oil. I put it in a little tub with a lid on because they're quite volatile and can just evaporate, which you don't want essential oils to evaporate. So you mix that in. Really make sure it's mixed. I'll just give it a quick... Oh, it smells lovely. And give it another little go with the immersion blender. I don't want it to do too much immersion blending because I don't want it to go to trace too quickly. So because this is a lemon and turmeric soap, I'm going to do a hanger swirl with it. So I need two different batters, one with the turmeric. So we'll just get a jug. So I'm going to split this. Right, that's plenty. Into this one I'm going to add the turmeric. Now, although turmeric's yellow, it actually can change the soap to like a reddy brown. So botanicals don't always turn it into the colour that you think it will. So what we'll do, just mix this. There you can see it's turned into a lovely reddy brown. Just give that a quick whisk. I could have done with a better jug than that. It's a bit small. That's always the problem when you make a video. It doesn't always go to plan. But anyway, there we are. You can see it's pretty mixed. Now this batter that is on the whisk is all caustic, so you can't just wash it off after. I tend to use newspapers, wipe it off before I wash it in hot soap. Right, now what I'm going to do, you've got, move this away, just give this a quick, you can see it's starting to go to trace, it's getting thicker. It will eventually get thicker and thicker like a custard and then go hard, which is not what we want to do. So I've got my 2 moulds. They're just short of the kilo. So I'm going to put this down at the bottom in each of the moulds. Because what I want is a swirl. So I'll put that down there first. Then add the turmeric. Into line back. And this one again. What you can do is, if I get this, you can make sure it doesn't go as deeply by putting a spatula on top, because it's not that thick yet. You can see it sits on the surface better. I'm just doing it in layers. Same again with the turmeric. So we'll just add it so it floats on the top, basically. And over here again. Just keep building it up in layers. I've just said don't make a mess, and I've made a mess, but I'll wipe that up after. So what I want is that it will end with the paler batter. Ignore the dogs. Right, put one more layer on here, or just layer it. Just working up to the top. Because I really only want to leave a little bit for the top, not huge amounts. So this would be, oops, I'm trying to do it so you can see what I'm doing. I've just realised I need to do it this way. Right, put that. On the top. Don't want to overfill it. That will do. Then I'm just going to put a bit of this on top. Just because I'm going to drag it through in the end. beauty of making swirly soaps, hanger swirl soaps, is that you never know how they're going to totally turn out. Right, let's just move this stuff over here. Right, all the hanger swirl is a coat hanger that I've bent to match the sides. So if you just put it in, and then I'm going to do a swirl, bring that out, take it in that one, just turn it. What it starts to do obviously is pull the colours through. Then with the top here, I'm going to take this through again to pull the colour through. Now, just going to put some more colour on that one. Just to make the top a bit different. A bit more here. We've got some of the colour on the top. So you can just experiment. I like to experiment with the soaps. And taking it through the top. Just doing a swirly pattern through the top there. Taking it round. That will do. So what I'll do with these soaps is I've got an insulating box, and I'll put them in for a couple of days. What will happen is the soap will gel. So it gets really hot, about 180 degrees. So I let all my soap gel. It brings the colours out better. The only soap I don't do that to is the goat's milk, because it can overheat. But this one, I'll put it in, it'll stay there for a couple of days, and then I'll turn it out and cut it. So what I'll do is come back and video the cutting of it. We'll slice it and see how it turns out. Right, we're back to cut the lemon and turmeric soap. I left it to cure for a couple of days, so it's gone to gel phase. As you can see, that's the top. The colour's much brighter. So I have a little box that I can cut it with, but actually what I'm going to do is just cut it with my knife. I find it easier. I've marked it out, measured it, marked it out, so all you do is cut, press down, and I'm obviously holding the back of the knife, so quite safe. And there you are. That's just shows you that was the hanger swirl that I did. It's come out really nice. I'll just cut a couple more, so I'll get 10 soaps out of this. So that's really nice. Okay, and some I've cut earlier, which I'll bring into view. There you are. So you can see the difference. Well, they're really nice, and this is the turmeric marking the soap. That's it.